Good morning. Welcome to St. Mary Black History Recognition Past and Present. I am Reagan Tucker. Black History Month provides all Americans a time to celebrate the tremendous achievements made by African American citizens in building our country, and it provides a time for recognizing their central role in reshaping U.S. history past and present. Our ancestors built the foundation for Black history, and we should honor and respect their struggles and achievements over the years to make possible privileges we have today. In this very moment, we are making history in a way that will impact the kind of future we and others after us will have together. Looking back on the past not only opens up our imagination for what might have happened if our ancestors had chosen to do things differently, it also invites us who are living in the present to consider the critical roles, choices before us, what they will require of us, their impact, and how people 100 years from now, future generation will reflect on what we do in this present moment. Let's take time to reflect on Black history and meaningfully consider the contributions and legacy of African Americans, both past and present, made across U.S. history and our society. Thank you all and enjoy the presentation.
Although honoring our history is crucial, this year our emphasis shifted towards recognizing present individuals who are actively shaping and positively impacting our local communities.
This is a St. Mary Black History interview. I am Traylon Pitts, and today I am talking with Pastor Johnny Hughes, pastor here at the St. Mary MB Church here in Flowood, Mississippi. Pastor Hughes, tell us a little about where you are from.
Traylon, I actually grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. I attended Lanier High School. After completing high school, I went on to go to college at Jackson State University, where I received my Bachelor's of Art degree in history, my Master's of Art degree in history, and I went on to Mississippi College and received my Educational Specialist degree. And along with that, in 2012, I went back to school, and I've got my doctorate in theology. So I've been in school quite a bit over the years.
Tell us about your family.
Oh, you want to know about my family? I am married to Lady Janet Hughes, and we have two wonderful children, Jarvis and Jana. We also I have a wonderful son-in-law, Joshua Ford, and he has two children, Josiah and Angel Ford.
What are some jobs that you have held?
Oh, that's a big question there. Traylon, I've actually had a number of jobs over the year. If I had to reflect on some things, I would reflect on the fact that when I finished college, I went on to become a teacher. I stayed in the classroom for about 15 years. After completing those 15 years in the classroom, I went on to become an assistant principal and then a principal. And then once I retired, God called me into the ministry, and I've been pastoring now, I would say about 11 years.
You grew up during the Civil Rights era. Is there anything that influenced you about that period?
There were a number of things that influenced me about that period. Growing up in Jackson and attending Lanier at the time, as an African American, we were not allowed to attend the white schools during that period of time. One of the things that my teachers always tried to instill in all of us as students, to work hard, do your very best, and strive for perfection, because one day you will be able to do whatever you want to be, or be whatever you want to be if you work hard.
Tell us something most people don't know about you.
Most people don't know that during the time that I was a teacher, I was also a soccer coach. I coached soccer for about 10 years. Couldn't play the game well, but I ended up coaching it and did a fair job teaching and coaching soccer. Enjoyed it. I enjoyed it being around young people. They did a lot for me.
Again, I am Traylon Pitts. Me, along with the St. Mary Youth Department, would like to thank you, Pastor Hughes, for allowing us to interview you.
You are quite welcome, and you did a wonderful job of interviewing me, Traylon. So you have a blessed evening.
Good afternoon. My name is Joshua. My brother's name is Joah, and I will be interviewing you for St. Mary's Black History Month program. As a part of our Living Legends project, can you share your name and current title?
Well, my name is DeKeither Stamps. I'm the Central District Public Service Commissioner for Mississippi. And I am honored and privileged to have the two of you here to do this project with me.
What has inspired you to take on this position?
Let's see here. What inspired me? I would say that the desire to create a better world for you and you to grow up in. I want you to have quality water and sewer. I want you to have the fast internet. And I want to make sure that you have some opportunities in the future to stay in Mississippi. So you can have your own business or a good job that you would like to pursue.
What has been the most rewarding part of being the commissioner?
Wow. Well, today's amazing because we had a long day, but my highlight for today is to sit down and talk to good young men like yourself, who are straight A students, who are on a good path and making your mom and your dad and your grandparents proud. So actually, this is probably the most rewarding thing I've done since I've been elected, is to sit down with y'all.
Other than your current role, what is the most interesting job that you ever had?
My first job in the military, I had the ability to do one of my childhood dreams. I always dreamed I wanted to guard the president. And that's what I dreamed about. When I was in the 8th grade, the president came to Mississippi and I saw all the guys with the cool sunglasses and the little earpieces in their ears, and I saw them, and I told my dad, I said, Dad, I want to go do that. And the grace of God and good people and worked it out, and I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and work on Marine One. And I traveled around on Marine One for years with President Clinton and President Bush. And that was one of my greatest professional achievements. Personally, I got 3 amazing daughters. And when they were born, both of them have motivated me to keep going and do better. I call them my 3 cheerleaders.
Is it true that you have served in the Marines and the military?
Yes, I served in the Marine Corps for half of my career, and I served in the Army for the other half of my career, and I retired in 2010.
What advice can you give for Black children who wish to follow in your footsteps?
The best advice I can give you is know that you have what it takes to compete and to achieve with anybody. You're just as good as anybody else. Don't think that you're inferior. When I was growing up, I grew up in a little small town called Learned, Mississippi. And sometimes you may see other people who may have nicer things than you, who may have a different background, and you may think that you're not good enough. God and good people have always helped me along my way. So just when you think you may not have what you need, if you say your prayers at night and keep your mind right, God will put the right people in your pathway to help you be successful. You just got to keep the faith and keep working hard and listen to your parents.
Being that this is Black History Month, can you share what Black History Month means to you?
Black History Month means to me the opportunity to remember the journey that people have gone on for us to get here. And to remember that we must do our ancestors proud by not idolizing our ancestors, but build on the foundation that they laid for us and be greater and do better in everything that we do.
How has your faith played a role in your life and career choices?
Well, I close my eyes and I pray a couple times a day. Don't take long, but when you do that over time, God will put some stuff in your spirit, and when you see an opportunity, you're gonna know that that's for me. And my gut's always guided me in the right direction, and that's how my faith played a role in me. My church home and my church family has been critical. I grew up in a small church called Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church. It's also in Larned, Mississippi. And my church family and my faith have really guided me my whole life.
When you were our age, what did you want to be when you grow up?
Ooh, when I was 10. So when I was 10, I used to watch a lot of cowboy movies and shows. My dad used to, every Saturday morning, he would get up and we would watch. I'd watch cartoons, and when that went off, then the Westerns came on TV. And so I wanted to be a sheriff or a lawman. We used to watch, like Wyatt Earp shows and the Rifleman and Wild Bill Hickok, and so I wanted to be a sheriff or a lawman, and I got to do that later in my life. I became a military police officer, and so all my life, all I've ever done was do the things I dreamed about when I was a child. When I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes and I think about what I dreamed last night, and I tell God I want all that. Because he wouldn't have showed it to me if he didn't want me to have it. So that's what I do. I go to bed at night and dream and wake up and try to go do that stuff. Okay.
Who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
Ooh, who will win the Super Bowl? I don't have a favorite team. I watch it for entertainment. San Francisco or the Chiefs. Let's see here. I would probably put my money. Hey, let me just say, I'll probably put my money on the Chiefs. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Is that the right answer?
That's right.
Well, I'm glad I got the answers correct.
This is a St. Mary Black History interview. I am Latoria Smith, and today I am talking with Mrs. Louise Patterson, a member of the St. Mary MB Church here in Flowood, Mississippi. Mrs. Patterson, tell us a little about where you are from.
Thank you, Latoria. I am from Rankin County. I was born and reared here. Been here all of my life. Been working in the community most of that time.
Tell us about your family.
My family. This is something that I love talking about. I have a very large family. I'm the mother of 6. I am married, 17 grandkids, and a host of great-grands. And each Sunday, I continue to prepare dinner for my family. Most of them come over for Sunday dinners, and we just have a beautiful time. Family means a lot to me.
Where are some of the jobs that you have held?
some of the jobs that I've held. Well, I'll start with in the beginning. It was not a paid job. This was something that once I married, we moved into a community, and people were concerned about verifying their birthdays and receiving Social Security. Didn't have any means of going about to do that. So I started assisting the older people and other people and getting their birth certificates and applying for Social Security. So that's where I started with social work, and that's what my degree is in, social work. Like I said, my degree, I went back to school because I didn't have a degree at that time, but I was just helping in the community. So I went to school and I received a degree, an undergraduate degree in social work, and an undergraduate degree in sociology, and I have a master's in social work. So that's my people. I love social work.
Tell us of some of the things you are currently working on.
Now we're working on our precinct caucuses. We're getting ready to come up with the election. As a part of the election process, every 4 years we have to have a precinct caucus meeting. So that will be March the 24th, which is Saturday. We have to get people out and we get delegates and we send them to different, like to the county meeting, and then they go to the district meeting. So that's a process that we are involved in now.
I've heard you were recently in Washington, D.C.
Oh yes, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. We went up on the Hill. Each year we do this one. This is in reference to our funding, and we meet with our different representatives on the Hill, and we talk with them, and we let them know what we need from them. This time I was fortunate enough to be the spokesman, if that's what you would like to call it and look at it as being fortunate enough. I felt good about it. It went well. That was my first time of doing that. In the past, we've had other people, most of the directors who do the presentation. But this time they asked me would I do it, and I was hesitant in the beginning. But then I said, why not? I went on and I did it, and it went very well. The congressman was very receptive. He talked to us, and we told him what our concerns were. And so it went really, really well. We represented our state well, I do think.
Tell us something most people don't know about you.
Okay, let me go back to one of the first breakfast programs in the county. And someone brought this to my attention. I had completely forgotten about it. We met a lady at the airport. She had funds available to do this program. And she talked to us, and we were able to take it back to our school, our community, and we started one of the first breakfast programs in the county. Another thing is that with the health center, that was a big task for us. I received a call from a man who was very instrumental in doing a lot of work for our communities and counties, and he told me monies was available, and he had somebody that would work with us and work toward getting a community center, health center in the county. So I coordinated, organized people, and got them together, and we were able to get a health center for Rankin County. So that's how the health center became a part of our county. But we had to really work kind of discreetly in order to get it to the point that we needed to get it to, and I think that's all I share about that, but we did work hard, and we were able to get the center.
Again, I am Latoria. Me, along with the St. Mary Youth Department, would like to thank you, Mrs. Patterson, for allowing us to interview you. And this was my St. Mary Black History interview.
Thank you, Latoria. You've done a great job.
You're welcome.
This is the Black History interview. I'm interviewing my Papa 2024. What is your name?
Jesse James Hill.
What is your date of birth?
May 12, 1942.
How long have you been in Rankin County?
81 years.
What are some things you remember in your childhood?
I remember also the working schedule, playing sport, all this, because they were playing part of your life, daily activity.
What was your job, and was it your dream job?
My dream job was a pharmacist assistant. My dream job be historical.
What can you tell us about being African American living in Rankin County?
I can say the years I've been here have been, some years have been very difficult, but we learned that that's what life is. It's not easy all the time. But some of the most important thing is education. We should always try to work toward the best, and that answers our people.
Do you have any children or grandchildren?
3 children, 6 grandchildren.
Okay. How much education did you and your family have?
Well, in total, we did in mythology, we done I said at least 25 to 30 years.
What contributes have you made towards Black history?
I think that when we go history into Rankin County, Mississippi, or USA, it really help our people learn how to have good skill, learn how to work with each other, bring education level high, what we could do better in life.
What are your thoughts about the African American Black people today and in the future?
I think that we have set goals for our people, and I think we should continue to work with our goal through education, because I know that we noticed that ISTAR was one of the best programs that ever been. It really brought our people where they need to be, and we hope that it will continue to carry us on, and we stay focused on the thing we need to do to help build our people.
What is one word that sums up your thoughts about African American Black people?
I think Black people still need to approach the way that we should go, stand by each other, stand for each other. Education is our number one project to help us get where we need to be, work with each other, make us strong. As our folks said, like we did Head Start in Rankin County, State, Mississippi, and the United States, it really brought our people where they need to be.
We appreciate your support as we showcased interviews with some of our living legends. While Black History Month is drawing to a close, it's important to remember that our history, Black history, is significant every day of the year.